Now when I talk about couples on this channel, it's usually never good, like ever. It always ends in murder. Mr. Young.
Welcome to that night. Gotta get my heart empty on.
This guy was an overall happy guy. I've never met him, but you can tell through the camera that if you meet this guy, his presence would just fill you up with joy. He has one of those personalities.
They see around the way you ask for.
Not only that, he was all about protecting the community.
My name is Tou Ger Xiong. Who I am is not important. Why I'm here it's more important. I'm here because this march is a movement for justice. It's about equal protection under the law. It's about human rights and violence prevention in all of our communities. It's about building and promoting racial understanding and harmony.
He is from Laos. It's a country in Asia. And when he was 6 or 7 years old, he moved to America. And he was raised in America.
Just the first day in America, right? And all the visuals, like the traffic lights, the buildings, the cars, the noise. I mean, as a kid from the refugee camp, things was very basic. It was just day-to-day survival. Here, there's all of this technology distraction. So
now when Mr. Young got older, he loved to travel a lot, and I mean a lot. He fell in love with it. It became an addiction. And you know what? That's how it is for me. I love traveling. Because like when you step foot in another country, it is like you're reborn again. And not only that, because I traveled alone a lot, you learn so much about yourself that you don't even know. It's a lot about you that you don't know until you travel alone. I promise you. But as we can see in the pictures, he loved traveling. It made him happy. On his journey of traveling the world a lot, he met a girl in Colombia. The reason that he even met this girl is because he loved this country the most. It was his #1 favorite. He would come and visit this country frequently. So when he met her, things was a little odd and off, but he didn't see it.
He had been traveling in Colombia in December when he called his brother out of the blue.
Snacks! Alright. Shout out to my supporters for having their snacks. Y'all already know. GGYS, go get your snacks. But look, this is important. I do want to ask y'all something important. But do y'all want creepypastas as well and dark conspiracy theories? Let me know. Because a good handful of y'all have been asking me to do this in the DM. So I decided to just let it all out on the channel just to see if y'all really want that. But shout out Tou Ger Xiong. Y'all already know what I'm about to say. Go get your snacks. Because this is a dark one. And it deals with dating, as you can see.
Started off in your world.
Before we even get into his creepy, tragic relationship, let's get back to Colombia. He really loved it so much. Look at this post. Dear universe, I would like a career change, please. I want to wake up to a nice office like this and work for 3 hours from my phone, then call it a day. He loved the weather, he loved how it looked, he loved the beauty, he loved the people, he loved the culture, he loved the food. The whole vibe just fit him perfectly.
Right now, in my opinion, it feels like the risk is just too high for something bad happening to you or getting killed.
The family of a young man from Orange County is struggling with their grief and at the same time trying to find out how and why he was killed while on vacation in Colombia.
I don't know how many foreigners need to die before people start waking up to the actual dangers of going to Colombia and getting tied up with the wrong girl.
Stop swiping while you're visiting Colombia for a little bit.
It's like Russian roulette, right? Because you can have a really amazing experience in Colombia, but if it's your turn, something really, really bad can happen to you, like armed robbery, getting. And I've been even read stories of people just not even in the clubs, but people just moving in their everyday life, getting at the grocery store, getting, you know, just talking to some guy on the street.
She has been a living nightmare for residents and especially tourists visiting Cali, Colombia. She is directly responsible for the and robbing of at least 250 tourists. Zero concerns as to whether you live or die. She would with scopolamine before fleeing with your belongings.
Like, it's getting pretty crazy.
Now, from the beginning of the video, remember I showed you of him singing and dancing? He loved to sing and dance. So, of course, when he was out in Colombia, visited a nightclub and dance and have fun. Like I said, he was one of them guys with the great energy. And he didn't care who watches him, who sees him. He's gonna have a good time. And the guy does not stop. He dances and dances and dances and dances. And of course, during the midst of all of this, he meets multiple people, including girls. A lot of girls. To his eyes, these girls are very beautiful, so eventually he's going to end up dating one of these girls. These girls are so beautiful to him that he put out this tweet: in the event I get kidnapped, don't look for me. I am happy.
Colombia has been extremely dangerous for me so far. Since I'm traveling alone with all my camera gear, it's been especially difficult. You hear a lot about Colombia on the news.
But back to that relationship. This girl, he just had a thing for her. He could not get enough of her. He wanted her and he got her. And she got him, but maybe for the wrong reasons. He would introduce her to the family. The family know about this girl. Before the two even started dating, they would actually talk and hang out for some months. And then they started dating. And as you look at these photos, you can't tell that anything is wrong with this couple. They look like your average, normal, happy couple having a good time. And you know, as he is gaining even much more feelings for her, aka falling in love with her, he starts sharing his personal life to her. And this opened up the wrong door, literally. And she would get even much more closer to him by doing activities together, by going to the club a lot together, because remember, he loved to dance. So this girl just fit him so perfectly that it didn't even click in his mind that this relationship was gonna go wrong. I mean, I've been knowing you for this long, 7-8 months. We've been talking here and there, flirting, going out, hanging out. We doing this every day. It's no way that you're gonna just put up a facade the whole time and just use me. No, it's no way she would do that. I love this girl. But the thing is, was it her beauty that got in the way? Or was it just that she played it so well and so good that he couldn't tell that she really wasn't into him at all? By the way, she's 19. I don't know if y'all can notice that, but she looked grown. I didn't know she was 19. Understand this as well. He would literally post this girl saying, "This is my girl." She didn't care. They would take so much photos together. There was a couple, but it's just crazy to me because, like, for someone just to play along with this deep in, you know how crazy that is? And I wonder if she fell in love. I wonder if she actually, like, because when you spend this much time with somebody and you get to know them, and let's just say you accidentally start loving their personality.
Had so much energy and love of life, and he just has so much life and vibrancy and just believes the best in people.
I'll give you a full sentence. Nia likes to steal his mother's money. Did you just say yeah? It's a full sentence if you appreciate the language.
I don't know. Let's dig deep and see. It started to catch up with her. Her true colors started to show. People noticed some things that started to change. After they was having a good time and he went back to America for some time, and then he came back to Colombia, she just switched. The first video he posted was them two at a concert. And when people saw this video, they looked at it. And I want you to look at it first, and then I'll tell you if you notice anything wrong. You noticed anything wrong? If you didn't, people noticed that she was hiding from the camera.
He's at this Karol G concert and uploaded a video where he's there with this like redheaded girl. In the video, like when it like pans to her, she like turns away real fast, so then it's like a little bit sus.
She was hiding from the camera. I mean, she wasn't doing this before. She was all into it, but now she's hiding from the camera. Interesting. So some days pass and she says, "You know what? Come to dinner. I want you to come to this certain neighborhood. It's a restaurant that I love." And of course, he's like, okay. They've been together for months. He's very comfortable with her. Easily go. They have dinner. Then she says, "You should come to my house. I actually want you to sleep over tonight. I want you to come over tonight." He says yes. And they get in a taxi, or they drive there to her house.
It is possible to find a good girl there. I have friends who have successful relationships and met women in Colombia, and they're very, very happy. But it seems to be the vast minority, and a lot of guys who go there will end up getting played or robbed, or in a worst case scenario, killed.
And as they drive into her house, when you look out the window, you see a change in the whole environment. It's actually one of the top dangerous places in Colombia. In Robledo, a lot of criminals, a lot of gangs. It's a lot of bad activities that goes on in this area. And when you look at the environment, you can just tell. You can just tell. It's not like what he's used to. But he's doing it for her. He's not even really thinking about what's around him. Just tuned in to the vibe of them two. So they get out the car. She says, "Follow me into the apartment." They goes into the apartment. He sees 3 men. The men got weapons. He can't move anymore. They have him for ransom and they told him, "I want money. We all want money. And you can't leave." Yes, his girlfriend just set him up, got him comfortable, made him probably fall in love just so they can get a fortune out of him. Remember, he was opening up, telling her all types of important things, inviting her to all of these restaurants. On social media, he's living the life, so they wanted that. And if he wasn't gonna give them the money, well, we'll just murder you. They demanded $2,000. They asked him, look, Mr. Young, this is what we need you to do. Contact anybody that can transfer the money to us right now. And he said, okay. Mr. Young said, okay, I'll call my brother. And he called his brother.
Called me. I was on the airplane. I was on my way back from a ski trip from Canada, about 7:20 standard time here. Simply just say, hey, can you send me a couple $1,000? I said, yeah, it's no problems. I can send you to the next day. So it didn't even dawn on me that he's in trouble.
But some hours and hours and hours will go by, and the older brother didn't hear from Mr. Young. He didn't hear from his younger brother, so he got suspicious that something probably happened. Long story short, the brother ended up transferring the money, and they got the money. But it was never the plan to let Mr. Young go. The reason was the girl who was in on this whole thing, who waited patiently months so he can gain her trust. Well, he seen her face, and he seen the kidnapper's face. They just said he knew too much, and for that reason, their plan was to murder him, to get rid of him. There's no way that he's getting out of this alive. I can only think, I can only imagine, I can only imagine what's going on in his head. Do y'all know how much he liked this girl? Going to her apartment for this to happen? I don't think y'all understand how messed up in the head he is in the situation. What they decided to do is beat him on the head with some crazy objects like bats, whatever it may be. Got a rock, smushed the rock on his head, got a knife, had wounds all over his body, and they threw him off a cliff. When his body was found, they automatically thought and knew that this girl had something to do with it. But she had to play it off because she didn't want to get caught. So she posted on TikTok, RIP, and she even wrote this long message. Tou and I had almost 8 months of knowing each other. He knew everything about me, even when I talked to my sister by video call. Whenever he came to Colombia, he and I went out to meet together many places. He loved to take pictures. I do this comment why I'm not guilty, as many people believe. Tou always supported me when I could. Without anything in return, Tou in my life was always very important together. We have more than 1,000 photos and videos from the heart. Today I'm very sorry that he's no longer here. She's playing it all off. She didn't even really care about the guy for real. She only wanted him for his money. She knew that he had money, and that was just the goal. And if it took 8 months, which it did, if it took 8 months of waiting to get this opportunity, then I will do that. And she did that. Like, that is crazy commitment. To make somebody actually believe that you like them and you love them. I wonder if she slept with him multiple times just to prove how much into him she is. If she did that, that's actually insane. For $2,000? And I know in Colombia that's a lot. It's a lot, but damn, it's not worth all of this. Now remember when I said Mr. Young went back to America, and when he went to a concert so they can hang out again, things switched and she just changed? Well, that's because she had a boyfriend. The boyfriend was actually jealous that the two was talking and hang out a lot. So they came up with a plan to kidnap and murder him and keep him for ransom first. 5 weeks after Mr. Young died, she was arrested, he was arrested, the boyfriend, and those kidnappers was also arrested. Their trial haven't happened yet. It's going to be this summer of 2024, and going to see how much long she's going to be in jail for. That's just a crazy case. The thing that makes this whole thing sad is that this guy was a genuine happy guy living his life. He was 50, she was 19. I know the age difference is crazy. Love is love. Love is love. But there had to been, it was just some things that he just missed. He just didn't see, and it caused him his life. Before I end this off, almost 95% of the time when a guy gets set up, it's always a guy behind it. It's never just her. Men is always involved. Girls get manipulated so much. Now, I am not siding with her. You know, she's still grown enough to make her own decisions, and I understand at times when times get hard, you just make stupid decisions, but still, it was the boyfriend idea to even come up with this whole entire ransom plan. In reality, the girl was with him just so she can live a good life. If she would have never met that boyfriend, this would have never happened, and she would have never been on trial. There was this girl, she was setting up hundreds of guys. Now, she didn't love these men at all. She just wanted one thing, what they have: money. After she put something in their drink, thinking that these men gonna sleep with her, she take their things, she makes sure she looks at the guy's password so that she can get in his phone, and just steal and take a lot of things. Now, she is in jail for a very long time, but men was behind this the whole entire time. When she realized she was caught, she was texting her best friend like, these men, they got me into all of this stupid, goofy foolishness. And like I said, she's grown. But because she was getting away with it so much, she was siding with the wrong type of people. And until she got caught, she realized that she should have just never done this the whole entire time, and that if she would have never met these men, this whole thing would have never happened. I just say all of that to say girls get manipulated all the time, and y'all are so stupid enough to fall for their trap, even though you may live a good temporary life stealing from these people. But being selfish like this is going to catch up to you. By the way, all Colombians is not like this. This is just some Colombian thing inside of Colombia. With that being said, I do love y'all. Be careful who you date. The dating stories on this channel always go crazy in the most crazy ways. But yeah, I do love y'all. Stay safe and bye.
If you really wanna fuck with me, bro, maybe you should come try and see.